Alright, so we're looking for Tass. Let's see if these guys can rebuild it. Tass, Lucio, and then it was Mouth with Rhaegar and Ming, and then Gul'dan and Nubarak.
Balloon, grant us strength.
This realm needs me.
So it looks like we've got ourselves back to where we were before the DC rocked the world. Now we'll see what this ban is actually going to be rather than an odd Rhaegar ban. But as we said before, Healer Chokehold can definitely be applied here. So it's going to be Arthas. Very interesting ban. Another good CC tank with great wave clear, so definitely would fit in with the Powerpuff Boys' general strategy. So I really like that ban coming out from the Salamanders. They much better than Rhaegar, much better. But the Healer Chokehold's still going to be applied here. So yeah, no need to ban Mouth. Mouth has already been picked. So they will ban Rhaegar. So 3 picks still for the Therapeutic Salamanders. They still will need a main tank and a support, but they don't necessarily need to get the support here. Personally, I'm, again, a big fan of Zarya. We haven't seen her come out just yet. Ragnaros has decent wave clear, but Li Ming's wave clear is a little bit questionable. Well-placed orbs can still give her decent wave clear potential, but it's definitely not what you get out of a Gul'dan or a Ragnaros, or even a Malfurion a lot of times I think can beat her in the wave clear department. So Vala and Muradin, okay, so decent wave clear, but that is the comp. Plus healer. So this is going to give a lot of clear advantage to the side of Powerpuff Boys. To decide what exactly they want here. The question is, what do they want? Still probably want a main tank. ETC could be an option, but there are a lot of interrupt potentials for Mosh Pit, and it's not a very big map. They don't get a whole lot out of the stage dive. Johanna's still an option. Johanna with great wave clear could possibly be the main tank. They also could still use a backline damage, maybe somebody with auto attacks. There's no blinds over on the side of the Salamanders at this point. Artanis also still open. So a lot of options. So they're going to go Chromie on the back end, and looks like they're going to go a different direction with it. They're going to get a Bruiser to complement a Nubarak as the main tank, and very little dive potential for the Salamanders. So I do like the Chromie pick up here. They realize that it's only going to be healer on the other side, and the options that have cleanse are limited. At this point, it's almost looking like an Ariel pick up here for the Salamanders. Could also potentially see Brightwing coming out here, so it would have the potential for that cleanse against Chromie, something you definitely want to consider. Morales also still on the table. But between Sonya and Anubarak, it's a lot of dive to have to go against. They are going to go Ariel. A good solid counter to burst potential, which with Chromie, Gul'dan, they do have a decent amount of damage output, especially with the Sonya leap. But most of the burst potential is actually on the other side. Vala and Li Ming, 2 good solid heroes to be able to give hope to Ariel to get those heals out. So I'll have to see how this one goes. Tomb of the Spider Queen. Going to be very interesting here. Once again, folks, If you missed it earlier, this is a big match here for the Therapeutic Salamanders. Win, and you are in, more or less, for the playoff picture. Everybody that is tied for those top 16 slots, and I believe that that cutoff is going to be at 12 points for Division 1, is going to be eligible for the playoffs. The bottom section of that will have to play to get in next week's bye round, where everybody with 15 points in Division 1 should have a bye. Everybody else should have a playoff, a play to get in type of scenario. Wait, there we go. Nailed it. Took me a minute. Sorry about that. I thought I had the right one. But should be very interesting here. Again, we haven't seen a whole lot of the Powerpuff boys yet this season. They are pretty new to Chair League. I've only played 3 matches thus far this season, so this is not a playoff match for them. But if nothing else, just playing for the pride here in the last week, trying to pick up that W to give them some momentum going on into the next season. But the Therapeutic Salamanders got everything on the line here, and we are loading in. Well, Malfurion is tilted. That's a good start. On the left, the Powerpuff boys. It's gonna be Wave Arts on the Chromie. Swallow is gonna be playing a Nuvarak. Suwai on Gul'dan. Amino Kenshi is gonna be playing Malfurion. Amino, I think, is probably what I'm gonna have called it of the rest of the match. And Tatsua is going to be playing Sonya. On the right, the Therapeutic Salamanders with Wive playing the Li Ming. Nefzilla is going to be on the Muradin. Trojan 404 is going to be on the Ariel. Gumbo is going to be playing Ragnaros. And ASDF Champion on the follow right away. Both teams committing 5 to the mid. Going to start the poking war, which thus far is being won out by the Powerpuff boys here. Chromie with that long-range poke, and Gul'dan with that poison damage and the waves can constantly just be throwing out that damage from a range. They definitely have the superior poke, but Swallow going to be hit by that whip, but Vala is going to go down on the other side. First blood going over to Powerpuff boys here, already showing their superior wave clear and the superior poke potential, as they are able to clear that. However, Ragnaros will go down as well. The long chase here from Sonya. Tatsua getting in there deep to get that kill. That's going to be 2 kills already going over. And the superior poke also going out. Nefzilla is going to have to back out here as well. And the Powerpuff boys have come out to play already in this match. And the wave clear in the mid already completed. They're just going to re-rotate back to the top. A nice orb there by Wive. Get a little chunk out on that poor little Chromie. Can't get that orb through the wave, however. Chromie doesn't have those kind of problems. Classic 4-man rotation, but as I said before, the wave clear potential is just way too strong here for the side of the Powerpuff boys. They are just owning it. Also, slight lead in the gem department. Oh, and the collapse into mid here. The roots come down onto Nefzilla. Getting a little bit of heal there from Trojan. And the whip to also zone, but the Chromie getting out the sand. Taking down another one. And had the poison damage from Gul'dan. That's just a ridiculous amount of damage potential here from the side of Powerpuff boys. The heals from Ariel just haven't been strong enough to be able to keep them alive at this point. A lot of it is just from that long-range poke. Champion just can't get in here to really get a whole lot of damage out and get the hope rolling either. So it's just kind of a double-edged sword there. They can't really get in far enough to get the damage out to get the hope, and the heals just aren't keeping people up enough. Rotation coming in here from the side of the Therapeutic Salamanders, though. At least looking to push them off this mid. This mid tower, these mid towers completely out of ammo. And they're getting really, really low back here as well. Chromie just constantly throwing in those abilities. A huge poke down to Champion. Gonna have to be super careful here. Meanwhile, Nefzilla getting low. Another big burst of sand going in on them. And again, they're all just really low. They're gonna send the damage dealers back here to pick up some much needed health as well as some mana. Turn-ins have started though. These rotations and turn-ins have begun, and Swallow all of a sudden having almost enough all by himself to get this turn-in. We'll need one more from Chromie as well. That is a sub 4 minute Webweaver turn-in. Complete domination thus far from the Powerpuff Boys here in the early game, as they have already started to work on these towers. The mid towers are completely gone. The top towers are completely out of ammo. And they've just been dominating the rotations at this point. They are going to go ahead and rotate to mid, where they do have the greatest opportunity here to be able to get a fort to start off this Webweaver phase. The top one also going in is already taking down the cannons. Is working on that. Meanwhile, on the bottom, Sonya, Tatsuya going in deep on that. Oh, and Bala going down in the top as well. Trojan getting very low. Nefzilla going to be hit by the roots. The damage coming down, and he's going to be very close. Oh, he survives with almost no health. The spikes go in. Just wow. That's just too close for comfort. Meanwhile, on the bottom, Ragnar is having to pop Molten Core to be able to sustain in this bottom fort for now. Keeping it alive, however, top fort goes down. Mid fort has gone down quite a while ago. Nefzilla still very low here. Has not really had the opportunity to heal. Ragnaros goes down, but Sonya goes down along with her. And Swallow doing a nice job of getting in there and picking up some of those gems. Too much action going on here in this match. Powerpuff Boys are all over the place. Sonya gets in there deep and exchanges, but almost already level 10 here are the Powerpuff Boys. They don't have enough. They don't have enough gems to turn in at this point, but dropping those gems in the bottom from Ragnaros, that was a huge hit to their gem count. He has been farming in the bottom lane all match long, and so dropping his gems, they are not going to have the opportunity to turn in anytime real soon either. Meanwhile, level 10 has been picked up here. It's going to be Locust Swarm, no big shock. Meanwhile, three-man commitment here to the boss, as the other two just showing in lane. Gul'dan actually going to go ahead and pick up a turn-in. It's a nice split here. Sonya does have the ability to tank this, especially with the Malfurion heals backing them up, and they have a ton of damage to be able to throw down on this between Sonya and those with the Chromie damage, I should say. So they are able to pick up a very early boss here. Going to be pushing in the top lane. I really don't know what the Therapeutic Salamanders can do about this. It's been a rough match for them so far. And that is going to make it just a little bit rougher, as the AoE damage coming down, taking out Vala once again. Gumbo being jumped on here by Swallow. They're going in deep after this, and that's not going to work. They blocked the Molten Core. Nerfzilla going down to the poison damage and the burst damage from Chromie once again. Tatsuya getting in a little bit deep. We'll be able to back out and get the heal from Amino. And the keep goes down. 7.5 minute keep here with this early boss. And level 10 still about a quarter level away for the Salamanders. Are the Powerpuff Boys looking to end? Looking to make it an early night here? Are the Powerpuff Boys? They come in deep. The Twilight Dream coming out. Ariel is going to fall here. And they are still in so deep here. Gumbo getting knocked down. Nerfzilla is going to have to Dwarf Toss out just to get away. However, this core is falling 40%, 30%. Tatsuya is committed in the back here. Even with the Molten Core coming out, Tatsuya is going to try and get it down, and Tatsuya will take this down. An 8-minute game here for the Powerpuff Boys, and showing off what they can do here today, shutting down the Therapeutic Salamanders and making it a quick one-game series. Wow, what an impressive showing here. This was the map pick for the Therapeutic Salamanders. But they showed that they knew exactly what they wanted to do on it. Between the chromie damage, just a ton of damage compared to the rest of the match, and the length of the game. Of course, the numbers aren't actually that high, but 23k in 8 minutes, absolutely ridiculous. Paired with the poison damage from Gul'dan, they just had poke for days. They had good lockdown potential, and just wasn't a whole lot that the Therapeutic Salamanders could do. Very nice job by them prioritizing the support pickups. The fact that they had Malfurion, I think, contributed to that a lot. The sustain that they had in those lanes to be able to keep everybody alive and keep everyone rolling through that, through those constant rotations and the pressure on the forts. Was really, really strong, where Ariel just couldn't keep up with that kind of sustained healing battle. They just fell further and further behind, and just got what's the word I'm looking for? It was just kind of a steamroll. It just kind of kept going there, kind of went out of control, and they snowballed that one really hard, as we do sometimes see on Tomb of the Spider Queen. But that boss was a big pickup. They kept a couple people out in lanes, so I don't think the Therapeutic Salamanders even sniffed that boss attempt out. Being down the 10s, I'm not sure there's anything they could have done about it anyway. But that's going to do it for me tonight, guys. Quick Monday night match here. Congratulations to the Powerpuff Boys for picking up the big win here. And I guess we will see you guys tomorrow night. I've got another match that I'll be casting tomorrow night, and I'll see you guys then. Have a good night.